Original Nations Proclamation. Water is a source of all life on Mother Earth. A joint statement by the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and the Yakama Nation. We gather here in the territory of the Piscataway Nation to commemorate and celebrate our original and free, independent existence as nations of Great Turtle Island. We have a message for the world in the words of the Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, Minnewakanee. Water is a source of all life on Mother Earth. We are distinct and spiritual nations that predate the concept of America and its life-destroying credo, love, riches, and wealth. Our original free existence as distinct nations extends back to the beginning of our time through our creation teachings, recounted through our oral histories and traditions. We carry a message and a warning here today. Love the earth, love the waters of the earth, love all forms of life, care for them with deep and abiding honor and respect, and they will sustain you throughout time. However, be forewarned, if you poison and destroy them, they will poison and destroy you. That is natural law. Our ancestors bequeathed to us a sacred birthright of pure, pristine, and healing waters. Their prayerful and ceremonial manner of caring for the earth resulted in the purest rivers, springs, streams, and aquifers in the respective territories of our nations throughout this hemisphere. Our ancestors used their natural and innate intelligence to discern that water provides life force, the spirit upon all which life depends here on Mother Earth. Our ancestors were given and further evolved original instruction, natural laws, and wisdom teachings. Those instructions included the warning, remember. We follow in a prayerful manner. These ceremonial and spiritual patterns of thought and behavior enable us to maintain a sacred and right relationship with the natural abundance of Mother Earth, interconnected with all life forms for all future generations. This is our life-sustaining message today. For more than 500 years, however, contrary forces of greed has worked to destroy our natural laws and our love for Mother Earth. We have greatly opposed our nation. They have greatly opposed our nations, our ceremonies, our teachings, and our sacred places in the name and in the idea that they call Christendom in Western Europe. The U.S. Supreme Court rulings and other U.S. actions have expressed these opposing forces, claiming a right of Christian sovereignty and dominion over the territories of the nations based upon the idea that Christian nations of Europe acquired jurisdiction over lands, over heathens and infidels. The U.S. Justice Department made that exact argument in the U.S. Supreme Court case in 1954, Teton Indians versus the United States. The Justice Department even quoted Genesis 1:28 and the book of Psalms from the Bible to support the claim of right Christian supremacy. This is a direct contradiction with the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and the separation of church and state. We reject the pattern of thought and behavior premised on the credo and command, love, riches, and wealth. The Vatican papal documents and the colonizing royal charters written by self-described Christian monarchs that brought the credo and command here reveal the underlying code of domination and dehumanization used to attack our nations. The code of domination expressed a belief system that is willing to sacrifice everything on the altar of greed, even the sacred waters upon which life depends. To realize the unfortunate truth of this statement, one has to only think of the lead in the brains of the children of Flint, Michigan, where greed and disrespect for life destroyed rivers that once ran so pure you could drink from them, when our indigenous ancestors prayerfully cared for them since time immemorial. The government and corporate forces that oppose us have a great disdain for our organic laws and teachings, because the laws and teachings stand in the way of them fulfilling their love of riches and wealth. Those forces that oppose us are blind to the spiritual nature and the healing qualities of water. For them, water is simply a commodity, a means to create more riches and wealth, or a commodity to waste and destroy in search of riches and wealth.
That ain't right.
Therefore, we stand here today and offer the following statement as a proclamation. From the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and the Yakama Nation, we will read this forth, and we will call upon all Native nations and all original and free nations of this earth to stand and sign on to this proclamation with us. the original proclamation of life, original nation's proclamation. We understand that our Creator has uniquely brought forth our existence. Our creation is of free and original origin, grounded in love and sustained by divine instruction, resulting in an existence and awareness that has materialized since time immemorial on Turtle Island. We understand the ideas of domination and dehumanization, as these ideas are referenced within the divine instructions and warnings we have heeded since time immemorial for our sustained existence as original free peoples and nations. We understand that the inaccurate concept of discovery, formerly referred to as the doctrine of discovery, utilized by the monarchies of Spain and England, have unjustly manifested the idea of domination and dehumanization against our original free peoples and nations. We understand that the doctrine of discovery by historical monarchies was justified by unholy instruction issued by writ of papal bulls, including Dum Diversis in 1452, Romanus Pontifex in 1455, and Inter Caetera in 1493, by and through former popes of the Roman Catholic Church. We understand the dominating and dehumanizing force of manifest destiny utilized in the executive, legislative, and judicial formation of America. We understand the specific reference of the flawed and unholy idea of the doctrine of discovery in the origin of federal Indian law, cited in the Johnson versus McIntosh ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court in 1823 and reaffirmed in 1955 by the Supreme Court ruling Teton Indians versus United States. We understand the judicial precedent of the unchallengeable domination that is being utilized by America's judicial, executive, and legislative branches in the modern day disputes with original and free peoples and nations, such as Standing Rock's fight with the advocacy of clean water. We understand that the negative ideas of domination and dehumanization warned about to our collective original free peoples and nations by and through divine instruction is the same negative idea that has been utilized by the Roman Catholic Church, the monarchies of Spain and England, and the United States of America. We understand that the continued use of the ideas of domination and dehumanization shortens the sustained existence of our original free peoples and nations. The Roman Catholic Church, the monarchies of Spain and England, and the United States of America. We understand this to be natural law, expressed by our Creator, memorialized into historic and current divine instruction. We call upon all original free peoples and nations of the world. We call upon the Roman Catholic Church. We call upon the monarchies of Spain and England. And we call upon the United States of America to understand this with us. We call upon the original free peoples and nations of the world, specifically all native nations within Turtle Island, to adopt this proclamation with us. We call upon Pope Francis, the Holy See, the Vatican, and collectively the Roman Catholic Church to formally and ceremonially revoke the historically issued unholy papal bulls, including Dum Diversis, 1452, Romanus Pontifex, 1455, Inter Caetera in 1493, that are in direct conflict with the teachings of Jesus Christ. We call upon the monarchies of Spain and England to renounce the charters that resulted in a falsely expressed dominion to lands that were indeed occupied by original and free peoples and nations of Turtle Island. We call upon the United States of America to discontinue the use of the practical application of modern-day domination and dehumanization acts materialized through the function of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of its governance. The historical and modern-day application of the spirit, idea, and our concept of domination and dehumanization is ending. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? My friends and relatives, it is only in peace and only in prayer and only under a united front indeed that we will overcome. I have a prayer in my heart for everyone who has contributed in their own ways to this fight and this struggle for our future generations, for our natural resources, and for those things that cannot speak for themselves. No matter what dispute has arisen amongst us, as I had said, no dispute in and amongst ourselves is more important than the future of the generations that are yet to come. We must unite in this battle. We must unite. And I tell you today that in regards to the disputes and the challenges and the conflict with the associations of the leadership of Standing Rock, that I stand united with their leadership. We are standing here today against the root and the cause behind the domination and the dehumanization of all the losses and of all the battles of the stands that we've made throughout time and that we will continue to make. And I'm asking everyone to please let us all collectively humble ourselves, unite and stand together. Thank you. Atawi Shamash.